Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Aftermath time, where it has finished West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 1 at the London Stadium on Monday night. Another game that was not good for my blood pressure, and it was similar kind of emotions to the game against Fulham. Actually, it was similar in more ways than just one, because you had the VAR drama yet again, West Ham backpedaling quite a bit, and a referee that wasn't really helping West Ham out at all. And just on that note, if your name is Peter Banks and you are watching this, you might want to take a few notes, or at the same time you might not want to watch, because you're going to come under heavy criticism in this. So I'm going to get into the action, the goals, certain players who were good, and summarise the overall performance of West Ham. Okay, so let's talk about the starting 11. A lot of people on Twitter were getting into another debate saying, does Hilaire start, does Antonio start, does Benrahma start, is Fornals dropped, blah blah blah. I saw the starting lineup and I had my reservations about it. I didn't think it was fair that Antonio was getting rushed back, and it's very typical West Ham to rush back a player who's just come back from injury only for that player to get hurt again. And Hilaire was dropped, which isn't really good for his confidence, and I don't think it was, looking at that team sheet. But anyway, I wasn't too unhappy with the team sheet. The change for Villa that stood out to me was Ross Barkley wasn't there because he was hurt, and he's been a big part of their midfield all season. First half started off fantastically well for West Ham, and Villa hadn't even had a touch of the ball when West Ham took the lead. Bowen puts in a corner, Ogbonna's charging forwards, gets his head on it, and it goes past Martinez. 1-0 West Ham within 1 minute and 50 seconds. Perfect start to a game. And after that, things actually looked okay. I noticed in particular Vladimir Sofal was marking Jack Grealish quite tightly, because Grealish was going to be the major threat. But things did unravel a little bit more in that first half, when I thought West Ham took their foot off the gas a little bit. The midfield was a bit sloppy. Souček gave the ball away a few times. The defence rode its luck a little bit. Trezeguet had a chance, and Hourihane had a free kick saved. The Jack Grealish goal was something that, in hindsight, it's one of those where, is it stoppable? Is it savable? Is it not? Because Grealish takes the shot and it gets a little deflection off Ogbonna and it goes past Fabianski. And it's typical that Grealish scored against West Ham. He did it last season at our stadium. As soon as he started, Villa, a goal was scored. It just basically seemed like Villa would grow into this second half. And they really gave it to West Ham. Ollie Watkins nearly scored after a little bit of a link-up play within the depths of the box. The defence still looked a bit fragile. The midfield wasn't helping. And there was no one in West Ham's attack that could get on the end of the balls. Masuaku and Bowen were putting in crosses. No one was getting on the end of them. Overall thoughts on the first half were generally okay. Not positive, not negative, just okay. Because we were drawing the game, but Villa had so many chances to score, and West Ham kind of let them in for that. I wanted Fornals off because he did absolutely nothing. I would have possibly taken off Bowen, although he did get assist in the first goal. Bowen was still being quite selfish like he was last week in the Sheffield United game. And I would have taken Antonio off. Antonio did not look match fit. And ideally, what I wanted to see, as did many other fans, I wanted to see Said Benrahma and Sebastian Haller on in the second half. And, much to my shock, well, you'll never believe what happened next. Before the second half kicked off, David Moyes actually did something that's not very David Moyes-ish. And he actually made a double sub. Didn't wait till 80 minutes to do it, he actually did it there and then. He took off Antonio, took off Masuaku, on came Haller and Benrahma to add that attacking threat. So I've got to give Moyes credit there. It was nice to see that he was willing to change, and doing so very early on. And bit of a deja vu here. West Ham started the first half off with a goal. They started the second half off with a goal. Said Benrahma in the box. Lovely little flick. Bowen gets his head on the end of it. Heads it past Martinez. Martinez doesn't really move. It's 2-1 to West Ham. And right now, after that, West Ham have a choice. Do they keep on attacking or do they contain Villa? Given that Villa had their foot on the gas, like I said earlier. The other thing that I need to talk about in this second half in particular is Jack Grealish constantly doing a Michael Phelps Tom Daly impression and just going down all the time. It seemed like every time a Villa player went down in the second half, the referee blew it, where Villa actually ended up getting 20 free kicks out of this game, which is ridiculous. The Grealish incident that annoyed me the most, Pablo Fornals, I think it was, clips Grealish on his right leg. He goes down in a really delayed response and grabs his left leg. Not even Mohamed Salah did that when he got fouled. So if you're going to go down Jack Grealish, at least make it a bit more convincing. But on the other hand, the referee was stupid not to see through that. Fabianski also had a really big role in the second half. He denied Trezeguet from close range in what looked to be a certain goal. But having said that, Villa were threatening. They were counter-attacking. They were getting the balls in. They were putting in the crosses and having the shots. And it would have seemed like a draw would have been a likely result at this point. Then came the incident with the penalty. Trezeguet kind of has his shirt pulled by Declan Rice, and it's very tamish because Trezeguet's kind of going down. Rice does clip Trezeguet as he goes down, but it's just the momentum of his boot following through. Trezeguet ends up having a bloodied head. But anyway, it's VAR'd, and VAR gives the penalty to Villa. And I'm thinking at this point, oh, not again, because West Ham do not have any luck with these penalties and VAR, you know what's going to happen. Got awarded, and in a carbon copy of the Fulham game, someone steps up to take it, this time Ollie Watkins, and he hits the crossbar. I actually gasped. I didn't know whether to feel happy. Well, I did feel happy, but I didn't know whether to feel happy or annoyed because I felt like a deja vu's coming on with the Fulham game. And my heart was racing, I was shaking, and thinking to myself, West Ham just need to see this through. Forget really all about the attacking and getting on the goal, we just needed to see it through. The next major incident was very Fulham game-ish, and I could not believe this. The VAR and a goal in stoppage time. 5 minutes of stoppage time were awarded, by the way. Ollie Watkins puts the ball in the net, it's 2-2. My first initial instinct was offside. But the margin of the offside is what actually is interesting here. Because if you look at the VAR replay and the angles and the measurement, look at how close it really, really is. Watkins is about that much offside. And to be honest, that kind of thing is infuriating if it doesn't go in your team's favour. I don't really like that thing about VAR, how they measure it by a toenail. And they even checked if Sofar was putting him onside, and he was like that much close to it being onside. But the goal wasn't given, and Ollie Watkins clearly looked very upset about that. And it finished 2-1 to West Ham. And at the end of the game, Said Benrahma went to console Ollie Watkins because the pair of them used to play with each other at Brentford. So there's no love lost between them. But if you think about it, Ollie Watkins really could have had 2 goals today. Villa could have come back and won that 3-2. So luck was kind of on West Ham's side. However, wasn't a good performance still. That midfield needs to be sorted for the Man United game, and this 4 at the back thing doesn't work. So far, really should just stick back to being a right back and not a right wing back, in my opinion. But we have a lot to fix for this Manchester United game. The win's still good. You take 3 points. And it's a good sign when you don't play well and win. But we've got to tighten up. And I mean that. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content. I'll be previewing the Manchester United game, and I might just do a quick video afterwards to summarise the game because I'm meant to be away next weekend. I might not have time to do a full aftermath. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you all soon.